So jnana is vidya, whereas the other activities that we do, science, etc., is avidya. So the jnana is associated with the vidya aspect.
Here, jnana is self-knowledge.
Self-knowledge.
Knowledge about who I am.
The true knowledge.
Yeah. Supreme knowledge.
Supreme.
Vibhuti yoga. Yeah.
I don't think I understood your explanation of what Lopa was asking. She was saying that if what's wrong with the cycle of birth and death, because this whole existence is God. You're in God. You are God. So as long as you are not getting feverish and you are in this, living in this, what's wrong?
Enjoy it in the time you can. A time will come when you won't find any pleasure. It's not happened. It's okay. Nothing to feel bad about. I can't play with toys anymore. That stage has come now. You don't play with the doll, right? A stage will come where you cannot play this anymore. That thirst happens. There has to be something sensible, yeah. This does not make sense. This cannot be it. There has to be a higher purpose. Has that happened? Something inside started knocking. Same thing you're doing. Same thing. Same getting up in the morning. Same taking care of the wife, the husband, the child. Going to work, taking care of the family. Same food, same money, same sex. You go to sleep, again you get up and you repeat. One day, you wake up and say, oh my God, there has to be something better. This cannot be it. And if it's not happened, wait for it. It will.
No, I'm just saying it's a scam.
It's a scam. It is. Yeah. And now you make $1 million. Okay, $1 million. Okay, then you make $10 million. Okay, $10 million. Okay, I'm bored. Okay, now let's go after fame. Become very popular. Okay, I'm very famous. Oh, I've become the president of the company. Okay, this is done with. Okay, why don't you look for more women or good-looking men? Have fun. Have sex. Okay, 1, 2, 10, 20. This is also not fun. Lots of relationships.
You understand all of that, right? That you shouldn't go after all of these things. But the logic here is, okay, if this whole existence is God, why are you trying to run away from it?
You're not trying to run away from it. A
You're
natural maturity will happen.
The cycle of life and death. That's what I'm saying.
You're not running away. Again, it's again, have you run away from your toys? You didn't.
No,
You've not. Like that, only a natural maturity happens when you feel this is futile.
So as long as you take care of the children without the expectation or attachment that, oh, they're going to do this, and then they'll give you this in return, but you just do it.
Yeah,
you
keep doing it.
Already.
You are already. Absolutely. You're free, then this is your last life, you're not coming back. But you want to come back, that is the thing now, see.
No, what if you don't want to come back?
Then you're out. Then you're out of the cycle of birth and death.
Whether I come back or don't come back, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, so now you're out of the cycle of birth and death.
Right, so it's like, it's a leela again. Once you know that this is all the same, it's happening, so you're just doing it, you're enjoying it, so what? If I come back again, fine, I'll just play it along.
Yeah.
So what?
Absolutely, go on.
Another 10,000
So what?
likes.
So what?
Yeah, another 10,000. See, answer.
I think the question is not that you need to, that you're running away.
Yeah.
The question is understanding that this is happening. Like we are all talking about, we know that we are dispassionate, or we think that, yeah, we know there's a cycle of birth and death, but do we really know it? We just know of it. And to recognize it, it's that this is a cycle of birth and death is a very profound thing. It's much more than just words. And whoever has, it's like when you're about to wake up, you know that you're dreaming. At that time, then if you go back into the dream, then you go back with your choice, then you can make anything happen. But that's the point of knowing that this is a dream. Beyond that, you cannot say much. I mean, cycles and all that, these are words, but it's the point of waking up.
That
Once you've
waking
woken
up,
up, it's all just a game.
exactly, but that waking up, if it had happened, you would be different.
But Guruji comes, he talks. He's come for fun. He's come to do something.
Exactly.
So if he chooses to come again, he'll come again.
Yes. Did you choose to come?
I don't know.
No.
Did you choose your parents?
I don't know.
No.
Were you asked? You were not asked. You were not asked. The person who has a choice made the choice. Guruji made the choice of choosing Amma and Pitaji. Yes? When you get out of the cycle of birth and death, you come to a different level where you choose to come back. You choose that you are coming back to serve, to give this jnana.
But from your impressions, there is also you choose to come to an womb and you pick the parents.
So that is because of my karma from the past life.
Correct.
It could be a person I hate, but I have to come. Not that I am choosing.
No, it's a cycle.
It's a majburi is the better word, but I don't know how to translate it.
You get
Compulsion.
A compulsion. Again, you have not chosen.
Yeah, that's not a choice.
Yes.
But you kind of, not a choice, but you get the option to come in that form or whatever. That
It's not an option. It's a compulsion, mandatory.
mandate.
Yeah. Whether you like it or not.
I think
That's how we have come into the cycle of birth and death. Mandatory. We were not asked.
I think the solution is live long and get mature.
So sweet. But that is the beautiful part of Vibhuti Yoga. It tells you don't have to live long to become mature.
Give short and become mature faster.
Like Aditya was telling about knowing, like now the example which he gave, I understood because I knew what exactly is dreaming and I'm waking up and I want to go back. But until and unless it become, even with the knowledge and all, it is just a theory to me. But until some things become swabhava for me, I don't know it. Even now I know, okay, God have to make relationship theoretically perfect. Your definition of God, everything I know, everything is perfect. But until and unless I know it, I experience it, it doesn't kill. And that day, I need not utter even a single word to say that. I just know it.
Perfect. That is jnana. Right now, there is no jnana. Right now, it's what Guruji is telling you, what Ekta is telling you, what these slides are telling you. This is not jnana. This is not jnana. Jnana is when I experience it. Then what is the use of sitting here and listening to Gurudev and listening to this discourse?
To get rid of ignorance. At least I know something.
Yes, some clarity happens. A seed is planted in you. That seed tomorrow leads to self-jnana. Got it? So a guru is required. He is like the farmer. He is just putting that seed of wisdom in you. One day it will mature. Now you don't go around saying, oh, it should mature now. I want to get enlightened now. It doesn't happen like that. I want to understand everything now. That also doesn't happen. It takes its own time. Yes? And everybody takes different time. At the same time, Guru could have put those seeds in. But it could go faster for her, slower for him, faster for her, slower for him. It changes. Got it? Yeah? That is jnana. Now, how will the seed really start sprouting faster also depends on my self-effort. My purushartha. Got it? Just by saying, oh, anyway, everything is God. I know it intellectually. Good. I'm done. Am I done? No. Now I have to start walking the path and make it my experience. Right now it is prabhava jnana. Prabhava means? Yeah, from external, from somebody else. What is swabhava jnana?
Mind.
My own. I have to turn it from prabhava to swabhava jnana. That will happen only by walking this path.
You know, we always tend to write notes about Guruji's explaining something or Ekta explaining something. But when you experience something on your own, you don't need to write any notes.
No.
And you don't even need to, oh, how did I feel that day? No, it's there.
Yeah.
It's crystal clear every time you go back to it. That's Swabhava Jnana.
It's innate.
It's innate, yeah.
Beautiful. Very nice example. Got it? Yeah. So slowly, this will become Swabhava Jnana. For that you have to make an effort. And what is that effort? And stop being a Mudha. How do I stop being a Mudha? So first, if I have to stop being a Mudha, I have to recognize the root cause of the disease, no? Yeah. What is the root cause? It is my own mind. Maya is there. Where will Maya go? Yeah, Maya is there even for Lord Krishna in the battlefield. There is lots of Maya around. Maya is not going anywhere. Yes, I have to learn to skillfully tackle this Maya. And how will I do that? By recognizing what is the root cause of my problem. The root cause is my own mind. Two aspects of the mind are the root cause. Number one, the mind is constantly divided. Have you noticed?
Yes.
Yeah. And so divided, it's almost like the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. Yeah. It's 40, 60, 80, 20. That's how. Even in a small thing like whether I should eat an apple or an orange. Have you noticed?
Dvandva.
All the time in Dvandva. Even if you put the apple aside, you say, okay, I'll eat the orange. What does the mind do? Maybe I should eat that.
I eat both.
Okay, you eat both. Then you say, oh, maybe I should have not eaten it too much. Have you noticed the other side is always there? Yes? Divided mind is the problem. Number one. Yeah, my mind is always divided. Yeah. Now, I have to understand. That means, if I'm saying divided, are there only two minds? What is it inside? How many do you think?
Multiple.
Is that the mind picture you?
You tell me what is it?
That's what I'm thinking. Either mind or Maya.
Both is mind equals to Maya.
I know that third also. Either mind or Maya. Again, both are same item.
Yeah. Divided mind is because of my dream-like state of consciousness. Yeah. What are the three states of consciousness we've done? Waking state, dreaming state, and deep sleep state. Right now, are you awake?
Yes.
Are you sure?
To some extent.
Yes.
Are you saying this? It's only the eyes that are open.
We are dreaming now.
Perfect. You are actually in the dreaming state of consciousness. You are not awake. Yeah. What is dreaming state of consciousness? Constant thoughts, constant images. Even if you are listening to me talk, here it's going on.
Yes. No.
Some thought, some image. Maybe this only image is there. Yeah, but it's constantly going on. Do you find a moment when this is completely shut off?
Hardly.
Very few moments here and there, like a spurt. Yes. Which you can see little bit gaps here and there, no? Those spurts you are awake. Most of the times you are all the time in some or the other image. Lost. Have you noticed that? Yeah. Dreaming state of consciousness is what we are living in. We are not conscious. We are not aware. All the time we are unconscious. And because of that unconscious mind, my mind is always divided, always lost in images, always lost in thoughts. Yeah? So how many minds do I have? There's two armies inside. Yeah? They're almost fighting all the time. Have you noticed? And it's constant. It's constant. Yeah? Oh, it's 5 minutes to 10. I need to go. Oh no, but this is interesting. Of course, we have to stay. Where I cannot get up in the middle. Are you watching your own mind at war? Yeah? This is constant from moment to moment to moment. When we're talking about God, also there was this war in your mind. Yeah? The way you're sitting sometimes, oh, my leg is paining, let me sit this way. And that position was so much more comfortable. Let me go back. Constantly, you fight about one little thing, you move to the next, and then you move to the next, and you move to the next. There is not a single moment of pause or silence. Have you noticed? That single moment of pause here and there is waking state of consciousness. Most of the times you are at war like this with your own self. Yes?
I personally feel the waking state of consciousness is too big, and we are giving it so much of importance to the thoughts coming and going.
Exactly. That is all that is. It's like the ocean.
Like we are making it.
Yeah. We are holding on to the fish that I see and not looking at the expanse of the ocean. Yeah. All that is the present moment. That's what she's saying. But I look at what? A thought that comes. A thought is always equal to past. We will discuss this more in detail tomorrow. But thought always equals to past. There cannot be a present moment thought. The present moment is minuscule.
Yes.
There is not enough space in the present moment for a thought. So there cannot be a present moment thought. Even the moment I finished saying present moment, the present moment had gone. I seen this. It's so minuscule. There is nothing like a present moment thought. Thought always is of the past.
So basically, when we are in Dvandva, we are just thinking.
All the time. Yes, there is a big war going on inside. There is a divided mind. Constantly there is a divided mind. Yeah. You really never love 100%. Even your spouse, even your child, even your parent. Really look inside. The moment you say, I like this person, some part of you says, but I don't like this thing about you. Have you noticed, even if it is just 1% or 0.01%, there is one thing that you dislike. It's the tendency of the mind. Nothing to blame yourself. And it's not that, oh, she's talking about that person, she's not talking about me. I'm definitely talking about you. I'm talking about everybody here. Yes, it's the tendency of the mind because that is the design of Maya.
What about yourself?
Maya is like that. It is about...
You love yourself 100%?
There also there is division. Oh, I love myself, but I could have been better.
We are most unkind to ourselves
Yeah.
first and then
Then
to others.
others.
Yes.
Yeah. So recognize this. So homework number 1 for today. I want you to identify this thing in your relationship, especially. The percentage of love, hatred, whatever, appreciation, criticism, forgiveness, anger. These are the 2 opposites. You see? In these opposites, you will have percentages towards your loved ones. Recognize this. Oh yes, my mind is divided. I never looked at it like this.
Percentage of what?
Whatever, love, hate, anger, forgiveness, whatever your relationship is with that person.
It could be all also.
Yeah, it could be all. 5% love, 10% hate, 20% jealousy, 50% hatred, whatever. Just look at it very clearly. It's like I'm asking you to go look at yourself naked in the mirror. What is required?
Courage.
Lot of courage is required. Why? Ego says, no, I'm good. I don't need to look. Yeah, you need it the most if your ego said that. Yeah, you need it the most. You recognize, you make those notes. That is a private diary. It's not for showing anybody. It's for yourself. It will help you as we go deeper into Vibhuti Yoga tomorrow. Yeah? Recognize where my mind is divided. Yeah? It's not just with people, it is with things. Yeah? And things also. I like my car this much percentage and I hate this much percentage. It's always divided. Look into everything that you possess. Every little thing. And try to find one thing for me tomorrow. One thing where your mind is not divided.
But 100% is
Children.
You see, no, 100% maybe love, maybe hatred, 100% becomes. Each cheese may where it is not divided.
Not possible.
yeah.
You see. When you know 100%, yeah, the mind will not exist. Yeah, the mind will drop when you are 100% somewhere. Somebody like Buddha has no mind. Yeah, why? Because he's 100% into what is. What is. Yeah. So this is your homework for tonight. Here, when you become 100%, your mind becomes no mind. It dissolves into the consciousness. And there is nothing sweeter, nothing more flavorful than your mind becoming no mind. There is no joy, no ananda greater than this.
Is it like when, suppose you're dancing or you're singing, you don't know when the time passes?
Absolutely. Very similar to that. That is the closest experience that we can get in this material world. In music, how you completely lose yourself. Maybe a few minutes. Maybe aage piche I'm lost in the notes or lost in the dance moves. Maybe a few minutes I experience that 100%. You recognize it. Does it happen to you somewhere?
Meditation. Maybe like even
Because
but it again depends from time to time or situation to situation, right? For example, Kriya, take an example. Yes, blissful, amazing. But my second Kriya might not be same.
exactly today, how many of you said 100% it was silence? Nobody said 100% silence. Are you seeing this? So it's not happening in meditation. Why? Because I have taken meditation or Kriya also for granted and doing something wrong. Vibhuti Yoga is going to undo that. Yeah? If you come here with an open mind, you learn to undo what you're doing wrong in your own Kriya, in your own meditation, to start going deeper. Yes? Again, this is not philosophy. What is philosophy? Just talking about it, is it going to happen?
No.
Just doing that homework, is it going to happen? You have to experience it. Got it? Only with true experiencing it can happen.
When will one start experiencing it? Like, what will be the starting point?
The starting point is where I start really applying this knowledge. Not just listening to this knowledge, becoming a pandit in all these sutras, knowing them by heart, will you become enlightened? No. When I actually understand this knowledge, I start applying it on myself and I drop this attachment, this raga, that dvesha. For some time I just go within, meditate. Let me go within. When I go within, of course, another restlessness will come up. I'll talk about that also tomorrow. That restlessness also I pass and I go into the silence of the self and experience what is being taught here. Not rattamaroing it, not learning it by heart. Or if you have 100%, you're like Buddha. No use. You become Buddha. Yeah, otherwise you're like a visually impaired man just fantasizing about light. But you've never seen light. Yes? You can see light only when you experience it.
So it's the experience aspect of it. That's the Guru Tattva.
Exactly. Don't stop at philosophizing. You attend this Bhagwad Gita, that Bhagwad Gita, that Bhagwad Gita. Book is full of all the good notes. I know all the sutras by heart. Any change in life? No change. Same fight, same anger, same nonsense, same holding on to that attachment and that attachment. It's not working.
It's getting better.
Good. She's telling her own experience. It's getting better for her.
I thought she's getting better at fighting.
10,000 lives later.
Yeah. It has to be your experience, and it will happen by constant knowledge. Constant knowledge. It cannot happen by one weekend of knowledge once in 6 months. It's not going to happen. Don't you apply soap every morning? Okay, na, you apply today, apply next year now, 2017. It's very expensive. Doesn't work like that. Every morning you apply soap, no? Like that knowledge. Every day more important than food, more important than house, more important than family. My knowledge. Am I growing? What is the point?
Cleaning the mind.
Very important. Every day very important.
And very important, the willpower. Because the Maya bangs you like anything and it will pull you back.
Exactly.
It really needs a courage.
That hypnotic diagram that you saw, slide. That is Maya. That's how it will pull you. You have to stay out of it, be in knowledge. That constant application of knowledge in some time will erase all this negativity and automatically you'll start moving towards the truth. Got it?
An example of how we are not 100% or in our clarity all the time. When we see a movie, an amazing movie, a beautiful movie, when the movie ends and we start walking out, for some time we don't even know where we are, what we are doing. That is a state of being in a dream.
Yes.
And this movie is the same thing. That's what we are always in.
Are you getting it that you're in a dreaming state? This is the crux of Vibhuti Yoga. This is becoming very clear. Now also you listen to few words, but sometimes your mind goes away. And again you come back. Is it happening? Yes. Dream-like state. Constantly in a dream-like state. Are you getting it? So homework number 2 for tonight. You watch the clock. You have a second hand. That's why we put up clocks here also. Let's do it once right now. Turn around towards the clock which is closest to you. Just turn around. No, turn around completely. Turn the body around. Comfortably look at the clock. Look at the seconds hand. Yeah, if you have a seconds hand on your watch, that's fine too. Yeah, what will you do? For 1 minute, you will refrain from dreams. Dreams are thoughts, emotions, or images in the mind. Your time starts now. Could you do it? No?
The
The longest
difficult 1
1 minute of
minute.
The most difficult 1 minute of your life, wasn't it? Yeah. Few seconds also, the mind does not refrain from an image, from a thought. Did you realize this? How conscious are you? What did you say? Percentage? So how really conscious are you?
This is like
0%, isn't it?
Tending to zero.
From 98 you came to 0
Oh yeah.
in one evening.
2 hours.
Mission accomplished.
Welcome to reality. Yeah. This is your homework for the night. Tonight again, go home, experiment. 1 minute. Let me chant Om. Let's see. Do it with Om or do it with observing the breath. Anything, whatever works for you. Put on a chant that works for you. Put on a mantra that works for you. Something must be working for you. Figure what it is. That is your homework number 2. Figure out what it is. Is there anything that works?
Say for example, sometimes we are keeping a chant, but we also start reciting. That
Again,
also
that is a thought.
right?
Yeah. So that means it doesn't work for you. Don't go that.
One thing that we noticed when we were looking at the clock, everyone was so still, not even like one finger moving, and then the second sound became like deafening. That, like, we were trying to come to that 100%, even in that trial itself, we became still. And the awareness was amplified just by trying to be 100%.
Did you see it?
Yes. Yes.
Happen to you?
I tried to blink at every thing. So it was blinking the thought, I think.
Yeah.
And
That is also a thought. For 1 minute, don't blink.
then-
See if you can do it.
Mind wants to.
Then you see, the mind goes on. Yeah? If there's itching somewhere, it is the mind talking. Especially in that 1 minute only, it wants you to itch. In that 1 minute only, it doesn't want to wait for that 1 minute. Have you noticed? Yeah? Let's see. Figure out a way. 1 minute. You have to practice this 1 minute stop meditation again tonight. Huh?
But this is more difficult.
Yes, it is.
It's like monkey mind.
Yes.
You should
Say
say
you
for
also
1
not
minute, look at the clock and don't think of the dancing monkey.
Then you
It's like that.
This
just be.
Might work.
Just be.
Just to clarify one more time, slipping into dreams. What is the dreams that we're talking about here? It is the
Thought,
Or-
image, anything, noise in the mind. Any noise in the mind is equal to dreaming state of consciousness. When it is silence in the mind, absolute pin drop silence in the mind, that is waking state of consciousness.
It's like the pool, like a quicksand sort of thing. You're like sinking into it every time you put your step in it.
Yes. You have to become light-footed.
Yeah.
To become skillful. Yes. You find that skill, auntie.
But it's okay if they come and go, don't mind it, right?
No, 1 minute you have to manage 1 minute of silence. Only 1 minute of silence. You were claiming, no? 98% you were conscious. Priya was what? 1 hour, 20 minutes today? You show me 1 minute of consciousness.
Discount 10 seconds.
Discount of just 30 seconds.
Sometimes,
30 seconds, half a minute.
sometimes it happens.
Huh.
Sometimes the meditation comes a very deep meditation.
Huh.
No thought that time.
करो
Yeah.
अच्छा meditate करो. Homework number 3.
No.
Meditate and figure out, was there even a single minute where there was no thought? You figure it out.
20 minutes of
Let
Sahaj.
her figure it out.
Yeah, 20 minutes of Sahaj nowadays is not sufficient. I mean, it was earlier very good, but now it's not sufficient.
Repeat the course.
Got your homework? What was homework number 1?
Identify percentage of
Percentage.
Your
feelings.
all your divided mind percentages, especially with your family members. Homework number 2.
Figure out
Figure out.
1 minute, like how we
1 minute of silence. Stop
What it is that
meditation.
will bring 1 minute or so.
And figure out what works for everybody. Maybe for some people you try music, it doesn't work. Breath doesn't work. Whatever. You try different tools. What works for you? Yeah. Figure it out. And homework number 3, do a meditation, because she said in meditation it is happening. Meditate and sing.
Sometimes.
Okay. Tonight meditate and sing.
It is like Haridas. Sometimes it happens. We don't know if it's
Do a meditation, not guided, silent meditation.
Silent meditation and see 1 minute.
Same as what we are doing for last 3 years.
Yeah, same as homework.
Silent meditation is important.
The only time for a long period of time I felt like no thoughts, deep meditation was actually underwater. When I went scuba diving, it just was an experience which is no thoughts. And maybe it has to do with the pranic body because there's no breath. I don't know.
And sometimes also after like when we do bandha, sometimes like the retraction
Figure out.
Sometimes on the highway, like when someone is cutting your lane and immediately stop, you apply the brakes and you're taken aback and you hold their steering. At that moment, like you're like.
Perfect. That is the way. 1 minute. 1 second.
So clear.
But what you said is so important, because that's the reason people want to go into these roller coasters and like speed racing and all that, because you're like fully aware at that time.
Yes.
And you don't know why you like it. It's because you experience that awareness. During the moment.
It's actually unconscious. It just happens because of your adrenaline rush or something.
Yeah.
It's not that you conscious.
It's 100% consciousness.
Yeah.
It is momentary for people who are not constantly in jnana. Yes, there is a state which is higher, where Vibhuti Yoga is trying to take us. At least let's start the first step. We'll get there slowly. Clear? Homework clear? What you're supposed to do is clear? Let's see you tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.